Alright guys, so this is Batman Long Halloween Part 2, Part Dose. This is like how many this is probably my 600 recording, whatever. So, I'm just trying to give you guys, this is my initial thoughts, this is my initial review, I just seen it. This is great. The first act, kind of slow, and I was going to look like, well, Part 1 is going to be better than Part 2. That second act and that third act, that's where the ball starts rolling for this damn film. And it's fantastic. Already, let's get out the MVPs out the way. Harvey Dent, Josh Duhamel as Harvey Dent killed it. His transition into Harvey Dent was fantastic. That's how you do a good transition from a so-called hero to a villain. I thought it was done perfectly. Hell, even by the end of the film, I don't hate him. I see why he did what he had to do. And especially why he killed Falcone. And especially why he protect the Holiday Killer. You understand that. So it's like, okay, you can sympathize with that. To me, he was the MVP of the whole damn film. Now, moving on. Nadia Rivera, rest in peace. Fantastic as Catwoman. And it sucks that she's not coming back as Catwoman because she was fantastic as Catwoman. So it's going to really suck that she can't come back because she was great. So, yeah. My grading for this film as of right now, I believe I gave the last one 7.9 out of 10. This one is the same grade, 7.9, if not or 8. So it's the same grade as the last one. Nothing was done better and nothing was done worse. It was about the same. And that second act the second act and third act really saved this film for me because if it was kept going slow, especially because it was going from one thing to another. I was like, so Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, Poison Ivy, and was done well in this film. Done okay. I thought Scarecrow was okay looking. Mad Hatter was fine, but again, they're not the focal point of this film. Joker appeared in this film again, but he doesn't have a strong presence as he did the first film. It's more he comes in the third act per se. Solomon Grundy makes an appearance in this film. He actually does a little bit more in this film, which is funny. I didn't think he was going to do that much, but he actually does. And it's kind of weird who he aligns with, but it works. I thought it was okay. Moving on from there is, let's see, Falcone. Falcone in here is, you see the dips. He's going so far down the barrel that he has to align himself with freaks like Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, because of the situation, what's going on with the Holiday Killer. Even his daughter pointed out, like, Dad, we don't do that. We don't seek down this low. We don't associate ourselves with these freaks. But he said, I know, but you gotta do what you gotta do. He said, you gotta learn to adapt. And he ain't lying. Funny enough, he aligned himself with Scarecrow. Scarecrow, yeah, he worked for him for a little bit, but at the end of the day, Scarecrow turned his turn on him because someone else paid him more money or gave him a better idea. So it's like, that's what his daughter was talking about. They have no alliances, which they don't. These people don't. It's all about the money, and it's all about the chaos. And these guys care about that. Now, the Holiday Killer. I'm not going to spoil it because it's not right. When it's revealed, which I already knew who it was, Harvey figured it out, and Batman figured it out. Like, maybe you start figuring out who the Holiday Killer is, especially once Batman finds the evidence, and then it's like, okay, you know who it is. Now, the backstory for why that person became the Holiday Killer is like, you can sympathize with it, but you can only sympathize with it for so much. Because there's a cutoff point where it's like, okay, you get revenge on two people, but nah, that flat person wanted to destroy the entire family, you're like, God damn. I mean, what did the rest of the family do to you? But I see where that person's coming from. But then I'm like, not really. Because then on the other note, Falcone says, it's been a long Halloween. My nephew, my son, my sister, all of them have died. You see where he's coming from. So it's like you start to really sympathize with these villains or these mobbers. And you're like, okay. Even on one of his rivals, but see, it doesn't make sense to one of the killings because one of the killings is not even a Falcone in this film. It's one of the other families. To the point where I didn't understand that part either, but it is what it is. I guess they wanted to do to progress the story for the Dent storyline, but I don't know. I don't really know. But yeah, so and also I like this the little thing they add with Selena Kyle, the connection to Falcone, which is pretty cool. I thought that was done pretty well. So yeah, I really don't have that much to say. I thought the deaths were handled better here. This is how you do deaths into a film or any type of thing. You build it up. And if you're going to have these many deaths, you explain why you have these deaths. You explain why you're doing it. Compared to something that came out this past weekend, this past Friday, they explained shit to why they died. They wanted to do it just to do it, which is a stupid idea. That's terrible writing. But honestly, this is how you do it. It's a great part 2. It's a little bit about the same as part 1 or part 2. Some people will enjoy it more. I think they're equal. I do enjoy a little bit more in part 1 than part 2. But that second act and third act really made the film come alive for me. So I give it, like I said, the same grade as part 1. Not higher, not lower, about the same. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Part 2 is out right now on digitally. So, yeah. I think this is the last film we're going to get from Warner Brothers Animation for DC department for a while. Because next month we're getting that Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms. And boy, that's one I can't wait for because that Mortal Kombat we got this year. Which, if you guys still want me to do a review on that, let me know and I'll do a review on Mortal Kombat 2021. Trash. And I'll do a review. And trust me, I will tear it down. So, as always, guys, like, subscribe, peace. Oh, yeah, I forgot. So they have an after credit scene. So there's a scene prior to that, but you can tell they just add still animation. But it's to let you know that it's connected to the same universe, which I already called it from like months ago. So, I'm trying to think. So first scene, this is Bruce, Selena, and Alfred. Alfred's like, you never know, we might get some trick-or-treaters. Somebody comes to Batman's Wayne Manor and say, trick-or-treat. Candy, whatever, cool, whatever, moving on. I will spoil this one. So after credit scene, there's another knock at the door. And it's the Flash from the last film, the Justice Society one. And there's a still animation of Green Arrow. The way he looks, because we really haven't seen Green Arrow in this world, but we see Green Arrow. And then Alfred's like, it's for you, Master Wayne. You know, and it's kind of funny. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we finally get him. Which I already knew. It should have been Flash and Superman, but beggars can't be choosers. So, yeah, it's set in the same universe, which is good. Which is good. Very good. So the next film we should be getting from this extended universe should be a Justice League film. I think. I hope. It'd be nice to see, but if we don't, that's fine. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat because I was waiting for it too. Because I already heard from a higher up, from a source, that they was going to do like an after credit scene for this. So I was like, they're gonna have to. But as always, guys, like, subscribe, peace. This video went longer than expected. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a fantastic film. Love it.
It's for you, sir.